It's now. It's what's happening.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
What's happening?
It's what's happening this week in Indy and surrounding areas.
Tell me more.
This is In the Community. In the Community.
Welcome to a special edition of In the Community. I'm Wish TV's events manager, Allan Haw, and I'm glad you're here. There is so much going on for Pride Month in and around Central Indiana, I couldn't fit it into a single episode. So I sat down with Indy Pride Director Shelly Snider to talk about what's going on. So what's happening for Pride Month? Let's find out in the community.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/Wondery.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale, up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
But with me is the executive director of Indy Pride. It's Shelly Snider. How are you?
I'm great, Alan. How are you doing today?
I am fantastic. Beautiful day, beautiful month ahead of us.
Yes.
Pride Month is so busy, and Indy Pride has so much going on. We couldn't contain everything to a single episode. So here is our first special episode of In the Community to talk about everything that is going on during Pride Month.
Yeah.
Now, everything that you guys have going on, I mean, there's so much that it can't even be contained to a single month. We've already had the Indy Pride Rainbow 5K Run Walk and the Indy Pride Hoosier 250, which are two pretty big events that happened May 20th and 21st. But there's so much more ahead.
Absolutely.
So we're here to talk about that.
Absolutely.
Where shall we start?
And so I can just tell you a little bit. So, we had our Rainbow Run and Hoosier 250 this past weekend, and we had more than 500 people participate in our Rainbow Run this year. We had record numbers. And then we had more than 400 people show up for our Hoosier 250 event, which if you didn't get to check it out this year, we encourage you to come next year. It is in homage to the Indianapolis 500, and it's a tricycle race that we have down on Mass Ave. And if you've never seen adults try to ride tricycles, it's a really fun event. So that's a really fun event.
I mean, there was a time when you could barely fill a parking lot, and now you're closing streets in downtown. So things are growing. It's great.
Yes. All of our events have grown over the years. Very excited to be offering more than 20 different events in this year. And we have our next event coming up will be on Saturday, June the 3rd. That's going to be our Pet Pride event. And last year, this event was really fun. It's a very family-friendly event where people of all ages and identities come out to celebrate their pets. And people are encouraged to bring their pets with them to this event. Last year, we saw dogs and cats, lizards, snakes, ferrets. Someone even brought a horse last year. So we're really excited to see what sort of animals come out for 2023. Also, this event is fun because there will be lots of vendors there who will be talking about how to pamper your pet, how to take care of your pet, how to get vaccines for your pets, how to board them, how to train them. And then we will also have what we call our pet parade, where people will dress their animals up in all sorts of rainbow gear. So if you've never seen a pug with a rainbow tutu on, it's a lot of fun to see.
Well, I mean, who hasn't seen a pug with a rainbow tutu on?
Right? Right? Yeah. So yeah, we'd love you to come out. That one's going to be over at Riverside Park on Saturday, June the 3rd from noon to 3. We'll also have some food trucks out there. So if you're hungry, don't have a pet, but still want to come out and see some LGBTQ plus community, this is a really low-key, fun event. Last year we had about 400 people come to this one.
See, and now I'm curious, how did they dress the horse?
Right. So they did an animal space stencil paint on the horse with the HRC logo. So yeah, it's fun. Yeah, there's photos on our on our social media that you can check out. Yeah. Also, this coming weekend, on Sunday, June the 4th, we will have our Interfaith celebration, which is for, maybe LGBT people who have experienced a church setting that may not have been super welcoming to them. We're creating this space for people who want to, find some peace within themselves and commune with other LGBTQ plus Hoosiers.
I think that's an important event.
It is, and it's a very good event. It makes you feel good to be in that space. And so that will also be at Riverside Park on Sunday, June the 4th from 10 to 11:30 in the morning. Yeah, pretty low-key, non-denominational. We, encourage people of all faiths to come out, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever your faith is, we encourage you to come out and commune with us.
It's great to be around a bunch of people who understand that God does not hate you.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. Yes. Want to make sure and provide those spaces so that people know that there is love out there to be had.
Absolutely. Yes. But the same day, you've also got the community picnic.
We do. So the community picnic is a fun event that last year we had about 800 people. So this is one of our larger events that happen throughout the month outside of festival and parade. And this will also happen at Riverside Park. And we will have catered food out there. So we've hired a company that does sort of picnic food to feed people. Pre-pandemic, this event used to be a pitch-in. Indy Pride would provide the main course and some drinks, and then people would bring side dishes and desserts. But now, we have elevated this space to be a catered event. It is totally free for everyone to come out. It is reminiscent of a smaller Pride festival, and you will see people of all walks of life at this event. So lots of families come to this event, lots of children at this event, which is wonderful. We will have some booths set up with vendors, and then later in the day, we will have what we call our Baton Rouge event. And this is an event where drag queens dress up in drag and baseball cleats, and they play a game of softball. So if you have never seen drag queens play softball, it is pretty impressive to see them run in these dresses, and it's just a lot of fun. And again, everything we do is a fundraiser, and so this money collected, it's sort of a competition. The team that wins Baton Rouge isn't necessarily winning based off of the points that they score. It's really about how much money can they raise for their team. So there's a pink team and a purple team, and we have different electronic codes for people to give money, and then we also walk around with buckets so people can give cash to the purple or pink team. And then whoever raises the most money is the team who wins.
So how do you decide which one that you want to give to?
Right, exactly. Well, you have to, you could do it based on how they're playing. You could do it based on, do you like pink or purple better? You could do it based on how many times does that bucket person come over and ask you for money? So lots of ways to decide that. It's a lot of fun.
Now, after that, it's event after event after event. On the 5th, right? You follow it up with Indy Pride, Deaf Pride.
Yes, so Deaf Pride is a very special event for us. This is one that we added just a little before the pandemic, but we continue to do and continue to grow. Last year, we had about 300 people in attendance at this event, and we held it at Greg's Our Place. But we have run out of room at that venue, so we had to move it this year. So this event is specifically for the deaf and hard of hearing community who who identifies as LGBTQ plus, and they get together, and there are drag performances, and we bring in these wonderful performers called Deafies in Drag, and they are drag queens who do comedy. They are also deaf, and so they are able to connect with the audience in a way that people who are not deaf can't. So another really special event for one of our target audiences to provide community.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
And then day after day, I mean, then we go from the 4th to the 5th to the 6th, then it's Pride, Buy, and Pan Pride.
Yeah, the busy week starts, on this week, and so every night, just about every night, we have something. The By Pan Pride event is going to be at Tinker House this year. Last year, we had about 350 people in attendance at this event. It'll happen on Tuesday, June the 6th, from 8 to 11 p.m. at Tinker House. And I remember, last year this event was so much fun. We had, catering, and we had, a bar there. It is an all ages event, so anybody can come to this event. We had a 360 booth. We had some vendors at this event last year, and I specifically remember this event being so much fun that we had to kick people out at the end because people didn't want to leave.
Really?
They were having so much fun dancing and communing with each other. And so this year we have added an extra hour so that we don't have to kick them out as early.
At least, not for another hour then.
Right.
But I think these events are great because it shows, you have something, no matter how someone identifies, there is something that somebody can go and say, this is for me.
Absolutely. And that's really important to us. When a lot of people think of gay people, they think of cis white gay men. But the truth is that, LGBTQ plus people are from literally all walks of life. We are all different skin colors. We are all different genders. We are all different sexualities. We all have different sorts of jobs. We all have different sorts of education levels. We all live in different parts of the city. There is no place you can go that you can't find a queer person. And so it's really important to us to be able to provide community for all of them, not just mainstream queer people.
Well, to make sure that everybody is visible, everybody can be seen. Because, ultimately, that's what everybody wants, is to be seen and to be accepted. And, this is, again, not just for people in the LGBTQ plus community.
That's right.
Everybody is welcome to come out and enjoy all of these events.
Absolutely, yes. We love to have our allies out there to showing us support. We love the people who offer free mom and dad hugs. We love the people who come and walk in the parade to show their support. We also really love the people who volunteer with us. So, it takes, more than 500 volunteers to make all of these events happen. Not a lot of people know that Indy Pride was completely managed by volunteers for the first 20 years of its existence.
It's such a big job.
I know, right? Kudos to those people working full-time jobs, having families, having friends, and doing all this work on top of it. We didn't hire our first full-time person until 2017, and we are currently sitting at 3 full-time staff members. You flip that, and we provide community for more than 100,000 people in the months of May and June. So it's imperative that we get volunteers out here to help us with these things. And if your listeners are interested in volunteering with us, they can check out our website. Go to indypride.org, and there are hundreds of opportunities available throughout the months of May and June to volunteer with us.
But I would like to point out that Indy Pride is not active just during May and June. You are year-round providing services for the community.
That's absolutely right. Yes. So we are here 365. We host events in other parts of the year. For example, last October, we hosted a career fair. We had more than 100 employers there looking for people who are, either part of the LGBTQ plus community or who are open to working in inclusive spaces. And we are offering that event again this year, probably in September. So, yeah, lots of activities even outside of May and June.
Outstanding. I need to talk to you about getting us involved in that again.
Yes, I love that.
Now let's get back to the events in May and June, because that is when things are most visible, and I mean that's right. It is Pride Month. Let's hit some of the highlights, because I mean we've got. I can't even count how many events that we haven't even talked about. But let's talk about some of the big things going on. I know that the Indiana Youth Group, the Youth Pride Carnival, is a big one on June 7th.
That is a big one. Yeah, so this one is hosted in conjunction with Indiana Youth Group. And if you're not familiar with that organization, they provide community and resources for individuals who identify as LGBTQ plus between the ages of, I want to say it's 13 and 18. I could be wrong about that. But for the youth of, the metro Indianapolis area. And so at this event, the Pride Carnival, they'll have, a dunk tank, and they'll have popcorn, and it's a carnival, and so they'll have games and prizes and T-shirts and things like that for people to get. This event is going to be held at the Indiana Youth Group location up on Meridian Street, and if you're interested in this, we do encourage you to pre-register for this because you do have to be a youth to come to this. Adults are not even allowed to come to this event except for the ones who are helping to plan it.
Well, there you go. So what else do we have?
Yeah, so music night, this one is near and dear to my heart. So this event will happen at the Athenaeum on Wednesday, June the 7th from 7 to 9 p.m., and it will feature the Pride of Indy concert and jazz bands. And this ensemble is really near and dear to me because I'm a founding member of this ensemble. I'm a marching band geek at heart. I am a 48-year-old flute player. I still play with the Pride of Indy bands. I will actually be performing in this concert, and we'll be doing some tunes that people are going to know. So, like musicals and Broadway shows and theme songs. And so this is one of our, fun concerts where we really want to make sure that the audience knows the pieces and might want to hum or sing along. So that event will be a fun event, also a free event for that one. And then later in the week on Thursday, June the 8th, we will have Beyond the Binary, which is presented by our committee, Girl Pride. And so this event is going to be at the Vogue, and this is a ticketed event, but it is so worth it. We will have musicians, we'll have some bands there, including C.H. Patty, and if you have not heard them before, they used to be really popular at the Metro. They are a group of women who perform a bass guitar, electric guitar. It's a band, and then we also will have a very special appearance by a group called G Flip. This group is very popular in the woman scene, queer woman scene, and we're really excited to see them perform. We also have some aerialists that will hang from the ceiling and do their routines, and we will also have our Indy Pride Court at this event, which is our Miss, Mr., and MX Indy Pride, and so they'll be there representing Indy Pride on that event too. And
you can never go wrong when you've got something at the Vogue. I mean, the Vogue is one of the coolest venues in all of Central Indiana.
Totally agree. Later that night, we will also have another event, so two events on this day. Loud and Proud will happen on Thursday, June the 8th from 9 to 11 at Greg's Our Place. This is a fun event that is hosted in conjunction with the Indy Bag Ladies. And so they'll be doing some comedy. And so if you like drag queens who do comedy, I'd encourage you to come out to this event. And then we go into our festival weekend. So we don't have anything on Friday on purpose because we need to rest.
No, you need the rest to get into the big weekend, which is
the big weekend, right? So, on Saturday we have our two biggest events of the year. So we have our Indy Pride Parade, which happens on Mass Ave. The parade will begin at 10. Right now, we're sitting at about 160 units in the parade, making us one of the largest parades in the entire city. Last year, we had more than 60,000 people come down to Indianapolis to watch this event, and we've had to extend the parade route to make sure that we can get everybody in safely. We're going to have possibly a race car in this parade. We're going to have a couple of marching bands. We're going to have some people walking on stilts with some stilt walkers, and then lots of corporations apply to be in the parade. And it is where they will get together and they'll have matching shirts that have their company logo on it, and then they march in the parade to show that they are supportive of the LGBTQ plus community of Indianapolis, not just the city, but also especially the people who work in their organizations who identify as LGBTQ plus. So a big, huge event happening on Mass Ave. It is a free event. We are encouraging people to, line up further west on the parade route, things towards the east. So the parade starts at College and Mass, and so that intersection tends to get really busy. But if people want to bring their lawn chairs, bring their coolers, set up closer down towards Delaware, the parade will be going all the way down to Delaware, and then so you'll be able to see it from down there, and it won't be quite as crowded.
Yeah, and don't worry, all of the people in the parade, all of the entries will be just as jazzed to see the people at the end as they are at the beginning. They
are. Yeah, what's really great, so, I mentioned earlier I am a marching band person, and I have marched in marching band since I was in high school. And so I've marched this parade with the Pride of Indy bands every year from 2005 until the pandemic. And, it doesn't get old. Marching in that parade as you're walking down the street, you might get tired for a second or two, but as soon as you hear those crowds cheering for you and you see the joy on people's faces as they see people who are like them, it really lifts you up. It gets those endorphins moving.
It's a moving party. It's a party that goes for, what is it, a mile and a half?
About 7 blocks, but city blocks. So, yeah.
So then the party continues at Military Park.
That's right.
Man. That's right. Talk about loud and proud. Indy Pride Festival is a great time.
It is so much fun. So this event, like you said, happens down at Military Park. Gates open at 11 a.m. We go all the way to 11 p.m. So it's a huge, massive event. We have lots of things set up around the festival space for people. So, the big thing that usually draws people to this event is that we have 3 stages. And so on these stages, we're going to have a variety of artists. And so we'll have our DJ stage, we will have our community stage, and then we will also have our main stage. And so this year on our main stage, we're going to be having Deborah Cox as one of our headliners.
Nice.
And Saucy Santana will be one of our other headliners. We're very excited about them. And, just to give some love to our community stage, this stage is specifically for people who maybe are on the younger side. So people who are performing on that stage, we are making sure that they are, performing at like the PG level so that we don't offend anybody. So we'll have a couple of bands that will be performing on that stage. We will also have some drag queens performing on that stage, material that is PG in nature. And we're going to have a drag queen story hour that is PG in nature, just to, make sure that people who maybe are a little younger or, queer families who want to bring their children to the event have a space where they can be that maybe it's not so adult focused.
Yeah, it can get kind of intense sometimes in certain parts of the venue, but it's all in good fun. And
that's right.
And let's not forget about the vendors too. There's going to be hundreds of vendors.
Listen, Allan, we have the most vendors we have ever had signed up already. We have had to put people on a wait list because we are so at capacity now. So thanks to a wonderful donation by IUPUI, we are able to use what we call the South Meadow, which is that grassy area just west of Military Park and south of Heron School of Art. Mm-hmm. And so we are almost doubling our space this year. And so we have moved, so we've moved our vendor locations from being right inside Military Park to over into the South Meadow, and we have more than 300 vendors signed up right now.
And
So
how many of those are food?
Right. Well, so food, we have tripled the amount of food vendors that we have. So that's even in addition to the 300 vendors that we have. So we are really expanding to make sure that we take care of the crowds.
I think that's a good thing.
Yes. We do too.
I mean, man, all of those people, it's crazy down there.
Right.
But again, it's all in good fun. Everybody is
That's
cool.
right.
I've not seen anybody have a beef with anybody at Pride Festival. It's among the most accepting places that I've ever been.
I love that. I'm so glad you feel that, because that's the mood we're trying to set for people. And, we do understand that sometimes a festival of this magnitude can become a little overwhelming. So we have set up a space at the festival that is specifically for people who want to, get out of the sun and get out of the loud, get out of the crowds. And so we're calling this our, sanctuary space where people can come and they can just sit and they can be quiet. We will have some mental health professionals on site to talk to people in that space if they need help calming down. We will have some coloring pages for people if they just need to, be introverted for a little while and remove themselves from that big, hectic hustle and bustle.
Now, after the Pride Festival, the month goes on, and there are.
It does.
I'm scrolling through all of the events, and it's like, holy cow! Mm-hmm. Does this end? Yeah. I guess not until the end of the month, right? So between May, we started our events May the 7th, and from May the 7th until June the 24th, we will produce more than 20 events. All of them are unique and special, and so after the parade and festival are over, we will have our Olympia event in conjunction with Crispy Critters. That will happen at Almost Famous on Mass Ave on Sunday, June the 11th. This event is 9 hours of drag, and every hour is curated by a different drag persona to be a different theme. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We will also have our drive-in movie night on Friday, June the 16th over at Tibbs Drive-In. And Tibbs Drive-In is a lot of fun. They have multiple screens, so you can select the movie that you want to watch. We'll have a table set up out there by the concession stand, giving away swag and talking to people about how they can get involved in Pride. And the selection of those movies will be announced very soon. If you want to check out our social media, follow us on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll be announcing the movies very soon for those. And then we will round out the month with 3 of our very, very special events. And so these 3 events were brand new in 2022. And they were so popular that we're bringing them back and expanding some of them. So the La Ball en Couleur is our event that we are co-sponsoring with Indiana Pride of Color, and it is going to be a ball, just like you would see on the very popular TV show Pose. It is going to be contestants competing in this ball environment. It is also going to be at the Vogue on Sunday, June the 18th in the evening. And then we go into AAPI Pride, which is Asian American Pacific Islander Pride. So this is an event specifically for that community, but anybody can come to it. It's going to be at Tinker House on Friday, June the 23rd from 7 p.m. till 12 a.m. because we wanted to extend the time on this one because last year people didn't want to leave. They didn't want the fun to be over, just like they didn't want the fun to be over for Latinx Pride, which is going to be on Saturday, June the 24th from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Also at the Vogue. This event was one of our favorite events last year. We had more than 800 people come out for this. And one of my favorite stories from this event was last year, an older lesbian couple came up to one of our event planners and just went on and on and on about how special that evening was for them. They had been together for many, many years, and they had never had a space where they could be their authentic selves in public. With tears in their eyes, they were telling them the story of how important it was for these spaces to be available for them. And we are so excited to be doing that again this year. I mean, I know this is podcasting and it's audio. There's no picture, but I've got this huge smile on my face just hearing that story.
It's so good. It's so good.
Well, it's a busy Pride Month. If you want to check it all out, indypride.org/events. It's all there. It's also all on the Wish TV community calendar. So come on out and check out all of the events.
I hope everybody comes. I hope they enjoy it, and I hope they come back.
And I'm sure they will. If you go, you're going to want to go back over and over again. All right, thanks a lot, Shelly. I appreciate it.
You are welcome.
It's going to be a good month, and we're looking forward to it. These are just a few of the events you'll find on the Wish TV community calendar for Pride Month. There are a whole lot more that we couldn't even get to in the time that we had here. So if you need more information about these events, want to check out other events, or have an event that you'd like to share, go to the community section of wishtv.com and click on the community calendar. To keep up on everything going on, be sure to follow this show and follow Wish TV on Facebook. I'm Wish TV's events manager, Allan Haw, and I'll be back again next week to help you plan a great weekend with In the Community on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
From Wish TV, this is In the Community. Discover more and learn more about what's happening in Indy and surrounding areas at wishtv.com.
And when you follow Wish TV on Facebook.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.